Hey guys, this is Mike Crow. I am so thrilled you made it to the podcast. Maybe you've been here a number of times. Maybe this is your first time. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that you hear about our annual event, and it's going to be called Mission 25. It's going to be incredible. In the past, I have done events all the way since 2004. So this is 20 years of me doing this and trying to help make sure people learn how to take their business to the next level. You want to go out right now, go out to coachblueprint.com/mission. coachblueprint.com/mission. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and I hope that we'll see you in. Now, it's going to be exciting. A lot of people are going to be there. And as I tell you all the time, be successful and be around those that are successful. The place to do this next will be coachblueprint.com/mission. Hi, this is Mike Crow, and I run a home inspection business. In fact, I've run a couple of home inspection businesses. The true joy for me, though, has been helping literally thousands of home inspectors build really solid home inspection businesses as well. We can help a single-man operation be able to do over $300,000 a year, maybe all the way up to $400,000 a year as a single inspector operation. Even better for me is the 80-plus companies that we have helped be able to build million-dollar home inspection businesses. I would like to help you be able to do the same thing. All right, so here's a couple of things that I want to help you understand. Change is incredibly important. The only consistent in life, they say, is change, right? And here's one of the things that this gentleman, Mr. John P. Cotter, said. The rate of change is not going to go any slower anytime soon. And boy, is that true, all right? And if anything, competition in most industries will probably speed up even more in the next few decades. And I have seen this because I've been in this industry now for going right into 4 decades. And boy, change is just getting faster and faster and faster. So there you go, that's important. And then one person, Leo Tolstoy, basically said this: everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one really thinks about changing himself. And one of the things is that that's part of going from the 95% to the 4% to the 1%. And in the 4%, you start working on changing yourself. And we're going to talk about that a lot here in just a little bit, because there's small, simple little things you can do that have huge ramifications on everything else that we're teaching you. So change is part of that. James Gordon, MD, by the way, said, it's not that some people will have power and others don't. Let me say that again. It's not that some people will have power and others don't. It's that some people are willing to change and others are not. So a lot of people go to the doctor for health issues, weight loss or whatever, and some people will make changes and some people won't. The ones that make changes have a longer lifespan normally than the ones that don't, okay? And so you've got to ask yourself, do you want to have the kind of business that will be great? And the question is, are you willing to change certain things to get to that point? Marilyn Ferguson said this: the greatest revolution in our generation is that of human beings who, by changing their inner attitudes of their minds, can change the outer aspect of their lives. And I'm a walking testimonial to that one. I had to change my mindset. I will tell you that when I was in elementary school and middle school and even some in high school, I didn't really believe in myself as much as I have come to believe in myself. And then what I found out was, as I started to realize, I have to believe that I actually can do some things so that when I do them, I'm not like shocked and amazed that it worked. And even better, I was willing to take that. And there are things that will try to stop you from getting that done. Change is hard because people overestimate the value of what they have and underestimate the value of what they may gain by giving it up. I have a little story, and I have to warn you, I'm kind of an emotional person. I'll try to say this without, crying all over you. But one story that helped me understand how important change is, and overestimating the value of what you have and underestimating the value of what you will have if you're willing to give that up, all right? And the 95% don't want to give things up because they overestimate what they already have and they underestimate what it's like to be in the 1%. And by the way, sometimes people make you feel guilty about being in the 1%. It happens almost every day to some degree in the world. They try to make you feel guilty about being successful. The story goes like this, though. There was a young lady that was with her mom, and she wanted to, they were going through the grocery line, and there was this little display, and there were these pearls there, okay? And she fell in love with the pearls. She went, oh, Mom, I want those pearls. And they were like 95 cents or something, okay? Her mom said, well, you know, if you're willing to do some of the things around the house and help me, you can earn the money for those pearls. By the way, there's a lesson in that I can't even begin to go into right now. But boy, she had to earn the money for the pearls. Something we all have to teach our kids, because way too often we would have gone, oh, okay, let me just buy that for you. All right? No, help them earn that step. So anyway, she would like 10 cents for taking out the trash, and 10 cents for like helping dry the dishes, and 20 cents for doing something else, and picking up trash around the yard or something. And so she earned that 95 cents. And they went back and bought the pearls. And that young lady just loved those pearls. She put them on. She never took them off. She wore them in the bathtub. She wore them to school. She wore them to bed. She wore them all the time. To the point, by the way, that the metal was beginning to turn a little bit green and rubbing off on her skin, okay? And her dad saw how much she loved those pearls that he went, you know what? Let me get her a real set of pearls, because she's taken such good care of this and has so much, you know, for this and everything. And so he bought a set of pearls, but he also wanted to teach her another life lesson, and that is not to become overly attached to anything. It's important as you're moving forward, and you have to realize that sometimes you have to let some things go, because if you overestimate the value of something, then you never get to some of the stuff that you're underestimating the value for. So anyway, he went in one night. He said, hey, I understand you like these pearls quite a bit and everything. He said, would you be willing to give them to me? And she went, Dad, I earned the money for these. This. And he goes, yeah, I know, but I'd like to know if you'd be willing to give them to me. He didn't tell her he was going to give her something else, all right? And this is one of those huge challenges in life sometimes. And she went, no, Dad. And so then he went in again the night before, and she went, Dad, no, these are mine. And over a period of about a week or so, you know, she was going, you really want them that bad? And he went, yeah, I'd really like to have them. And eventually, with tears in her eyes, by the way, she gave those pearls to her dad. And then he pulled out of his pocket and handed her the real pearls that she put on. And she wore those the rest of her life. Don't underestimate what you could have by overestimating what you already have. Now, some of you already think, I've already got all this. I don't need this. Trust me, you want this, okay? But there's no way for you to get this if you overestimate what you already have. And I have never forgotten that story, how important it was and everything. And by the way, I've tried to teach it to my kids. I try to remember it myself when I'm holding on to something a little bit too tight and I need to let it go. Change is incredibly important. So one of the others is your success in life isn't based on your ability to change. It's based on your ability to change faster than your competition, your customers, and your business. So one of the things that we noticed when I first started teaching people was the ones that succeeded the best, and still to this day, the ones that succeed the best are the ones that are willing to make those changes faster than other people. And that's incredibly important. That's incredibly important, because I will tell you, everything's changing out there. Your competition is changing. Your customers are changing. Your business is changing. Are you willing to change faster than the world? Because if you're not, you're really just moving along with the flow. You think you're changing, but the truth is you're not really. Guys, I'm so glad that you made it all the way through the episode. I hope you enjoyed that information. We put heart and soul to everything we do. Now you want to make sure you go back out or go out to coachblueprint.com/mission, and we look forward to seeing you at Mission 25. Again, that's coachblueprint.com/mission. Do not miss Mission 25. You can then be one of the people that say you were there as you saw us reignite the fire and terminate excuses and help you get back on your feet or get on your feet the first time and get it right. Join us for Mission 25. Come with me if you want to succeed in business.